we're talking about the one thing that can get us all into a lot of trouble if we let them. Credit cards. They're easy to use, but sometimes can be very difficult to pay off. Pamela McCoy from Bonafide Credit Counseling is with us this morning with some tips. Welcome back. Glad to have you again.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to begin with your dad's advice and quote about credit cards. Perfect for Father's Day.
Perfect for Father's Day, and not planned.
And not planned, which is perfect. What's his advice?
My dad, Lindsay Lofton, used to always say credit cards should be used to buy time and not money.
Okay, what does that mean?
Early on, you just hear it a lot, so you know it's important because he said it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But what it actually means is you're buying the time. You have that grace period, the 25 to 30 days between your billing cycles. And so you're buying that time, you're buying those days. Your money for the payment for balance in full on the credit card is invested in making money for you. So you're just buying the time, not putting it on a credit card because I don't have the means to pay for it.
Gotcha. That's a really good quote.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Dad, for that. All right, so the first question off the bat, a lot of people go, should I just stop using the credit card altogether?
No, I wouldn't recommend stop using the credit cards altogether, but you need to be disciplined and use the credit cards and not allow the credit cards to use you.
Okay.
And that comes from understanding the impact.
So say you get them, you pay them off, should you close, or even if you don't pay them off, should you just close out the accounts while you're trying to pay them off, and when you're done, should you close it?
You need to keep some credit cards open, but if you have a wallet full of credit cards, it's not safe and it's not good for many reasons. One, if you got all these outstanding balances and all of that, then you're not necessarily controlling or having your all of your debt kind of in your focal point because it's spread out. From an identity theft perspective and the fraud perspective, it's not good to have all those credit cards out, again, because you don't have them all in your purview.
Right.
And so a card that you have that's open, that you haven't used in a very long time, if it ends up missing or in the hands of a thief, then you got this balance and you really weren't focused on it because you just think it's idle.
Right.
I haven't used it in a while.
And that, of course, goes back to needing to check your...
Absolutely. Checking your credit report annually.
And when I do that, I notice something on there that says closed by consumer. I know what it means, but what's the difference between closed by consumer and then closed by issuer? What's the difference there?
The difference is the impact that it has on your score.
Right.
When you are the consumer and you're closing it for your own reasons. If it is ever indicated that it's closed by the issuer or the credit grantor, typically has a negative connotation because we want your business. We want you using credit cards. So if we're closing it for a reason.
Because
and it might be delinquency, it may be we're having over limit issues, all kinds of things could precipitate that from the issuer. So you want it to reflect closed by consumer if at all possible.
I'll tell you what, let's make a pact and talk about credit cards part 2 in a couple weeks.
We can do that.
Because I think this is one that a lot of people deal with.
Absolutely.
A lot of people. All right, thanks so much. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you being here. Storm Team meteorologist Lisa Mann is up next with a look at your weekend weather forecast. And